Good afternoon. It is tough in these times of Corona and trying to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And sometimes we have to have a little bit of fun. And sometimes you have to experiment a little bit. Yesterday, Anna showed you some of the experimentation I've been doing with the garden that we've been creating together. And it's one of those things about the way that I garden that my gardening tends to be an experimental garden regardless of what I do or how I do it. And so today I wanted to take a little bit of time to look at some other kinds of experiments and have a little bit of fun. And I've got Paul here with one experiment, and his experiment is a familiar one with Diet Coke and Mentos. And sometimes it goes kind of like we expect. You ready, Paul? Go for it.
Whoa!
And so sometimes our experiments make a little bit of a mess, which is why we came out here. And then we've got Sophia here with what's called elephant's toothpaste. And we get to play and have a little bit of experimentation. And Sophia's going to show us, she's got a mixture and then she's got a activation agent. And you ready, Sophia?
Yes.
What happens when you put that activation agent in there and then pull the funnel real quick?
It's rising. Oh. I expected that. I know. That's a lackluster.
Well, sometimes our experiments are a little lackluster, and it has to do with our ingredients. So this one ran a little bit of flat. You can see some other experiments on YouTube and elsewhere with folks that have done elephant's toothpaste. And for us, it worked kind of like the way Paul's did. The thing is that what happens is you're supposed to use active yeast. And we used some active yeast. The problem is that the active yeast got old. And sometimes when old things get old, they don't work as well as we want them to, and we've got to try and figure out something new. And sometimes you just plain go for the big bang. And so John gets the finale here with the big bang, and he's going to show us perhaps what happens when you use a little bit more activator and a little bit more agent so that you create a new solution. All right, John, Paul, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Sophia, you might want to watch out.
Oh yeah, John. We better back up once it's finished. Go. Go. Ready? Go. Oh! It didn't put everything in.
And sometimes our experiments miss the mark a little bit, but they still have an opportunity to teach us a little bit and show us a little bit, and so we have some fun. And it is in all of this that life is the same. It is about taking chances and experimenting and having a little bit of fun along the way. And so I hope that in the midst of all of this, you can find some ways to experiment, to have some fun, to take some chances, to try something new, to learn, and to see what happens when things work the way they are. I was reminded of this morning when Paul opened a couple of green eggs and said, I wonder if the eggs will turn green when you cook them if you use green eggs. And Paul, did they turn green? No, they did not. Green eggs come out just like every other egg. And so this morning we had brown and tan and speckled and white and green eggs, and they all cooked the same. And so it is that we have a little bit of learning along the way. we live and grow and take some chances, experiment, and have some fun. Hope you have some fun this weekend. Thanks. Bye.